Mino Line Media presents the Business First Podcast.
Hi, all, and welcome to a new episode of Business First with Sonia Alleyne. I am your host, and today we have a wonderful creative soul in the studio with us. Her name is Clarisse Peria Mekongo, and she is the owner and operator of Culture Boutique. But Clarisse is also a singer, a photographer. She's a fashion and jewelry designer, just an all-around creative soul. And so we look forward to hearing so much more about your journey, Clarisse. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm fine. I'm feeling great today. Yeah, definitely. It's very difficult for me to present myself, but I just like to say I'm a multi-disciplinary artist. So whatever feed my soul, I just do it. So I do many arts. Like I started singing, then writing, then making stuff, making jewelry, bags, and later on I started doing paintings, photography, and I'm just keep going. So I just follow my intuition and whatsoever my energy or my soul is drawn to. So that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've had the pleasure of being in your store and to see the jewelry and the fashion and all of the other beautiful designs, greeting cards you have as well. But in preparation for the interview, what I didn't realize is that you had music on YouTube and your voice is beautiful. The songs are
Oh,
beautiful.
thank you.
When did music well, I guess the better question is what at what age did you discover that art was your passion?
Yeah, I gotta say it was very early. Um, I don't want to give a certain age, but like when I was a child, 8 years old, I was already drawn to music, dancing, but really like the consciousness, being conscious, like I have talents and I think I can do this and this and that. I think it was at 12, you know, where I can write. I started writing poetry. And when I started writing poetry, and then I was a child, I was so all over the place, if you know what I say, like always telling stories, imagination, big imagination. Then I started writing poetry, and then one day I just woke up. I think I was 15, and I just said, "Oh, those are good writing. Let me see if I can make songs from the poetry." So that is how I jumped from the poetry to songs, and then yeah, that is how it all started.
So you were born and raised in Cameroon, correct?
Yeah, definitely. I came
Yeah.
here 8 years ago, so
Yeah, you came as an adult.
yeah, I was already a grown woman and already knowing what I wanted, because me coming to United States, it was really to focus on my art, my talents, challenge myself, and try to see what I can do with that. That was it. I wanted to jump and run with it and see where I can go, because I just realized that um I've been living in Cameroon, but I wasn't living as an artist. I had a job because I had diplomas. I was working for the Red Cross, and I was doing behind an office doing a regular job. Then during weekends, that is where I was expressing myself as an artist. But I guess there is a moment in life where you feel like this is the moment. There is like you feel like you can't stay there. You need to do something. So I was feeling so uncomfortable. So it was for me to choose. And then I said, you know what? I don't have any children, no husband. I'm 30. I was 36. This is the time. If I don't do it right now, I will never know what I can do as an artist. I will never know. So I just jump in. By that time, I had already had a good experience in the United States, where I came for a photography workshop, and I just said, you know what, it was good. Let me see. And New York, that for me is the place for artists to really challenge themselves and know. Then it will make you or it will break you. So I'm that kind of person. So I said, let's do this. So that's it.
I think you speak to the challenge that a lot of artists and people who would like to be entrepreneurs struggle with, the practicality of having a good job and making a good living and being safe.
Yeah.
And you talked about being uncomfortable, right? And so a lot of times we sit in that uncomfortableness because we think it's safer to keep a job or have a job. I'm even more impressed that you decided to not just leave your job, but leave the home, right? Your country where you were familiar. Uh,
Yes, it was very strategic because I'm an African, as African families, and uh, I was really lucky to be born in a family that was not missing anything. My father was a great medical doctor, so we had a great life. I had a very good job. I had everything that I wanted. It's really, but the thing is, the soul. Sometimes, you just realize that's not your place. You are out of place. I don't know, and nobody in my family will have really understand that I was a very good student too, always the first in my class. So nobody will understand why you gonna leave. You are so good at school. You have a great job. You have everything. So it wasn't possible for me to be an artist there. The eyes will have killed me. So I needed freedom. And the best thing for me was, you know what? I just gotta go out of here. I didn't even choose the United States. The United States was just there because I just came from a workshop. I visited, and I was like, let me try to see that over there. But even if it wasn't the United States, I was going out because it wasn't just possible for me to leave that kind of job, that kind of pay, that level of pay, and just start over, and everything was gonna look at me as something wrong with you. So yeah, I had to go.
well, you have totally expressed yourself as an artist. Like we mentioned, you sing, you do photographs, you do greeting cards, you do jewelry, you do fashion. How has that all come together in Culture Boutique?
Yeah, Culture Boutique is really that safe space, that ensemble that give me the freedom to do whatever I want to do, because that's why I just call it Culture Boutique, because it's all about the culture, uh, it's all about art, and it's open. You can do so much stuff inside, and opening this space has helped me because you have one side that is a storefront where you can take it more like a showroom to show all the products that I'm able to do or that I can do. In the other side, you have the art studio parts where we make stuff. We make arts activities and some other additional things like wellness. That I think that's life. Wellness is life. Is also an art. So there's many things. Arts go is so transcendent. I'm sorry, my English is not very well. I'm French speaking, so I hope I'm using the good words to express myself. So yeah, so this is the space of the freedom. Like you can do whatever you want to. You feel drawn to do. The space give you that because it's an open space that is open minded. It's not just for this and for that. There is no box, is open.
No, so your English is actually very good. In fact, that was going to be my next question.
Oh,
What were some of the challenges that you had as a an aspiring artist who is coming to a country where everything is new, the language is new, the culture is new, the pace. New York City is a very fast paced
yeah.
city. What was that like for you, and what were some of the challenges that you had to overcome to start this business and expressing yourself as an artist?
Yeah. I have to say Cameroon is one of the luckiest. I don't know. I prefer to stay in the positive side of colonization. So Cameroon has two national languages, is French and English. So English was already, I was already in contact with English. I was not that fluent, but it wasn't something that I can be afraid because I learned it at school and something like that. The more difficulties is more the environment. I'm coming from a warm area, uh,
Mhm.
and then here I'm here, and I have a cold weather, and the next challenge is, like I said, for me it was a challenge, individual as a person and also as an artist. I'm a person who's very soft, and all my life I really thought I'm so soft. I need to get a little, stronger. So for me, choosing New York, it was, like I said, it's gonna make you or break you. So it was a challenge as a choose because I wanted to be more tough because I was too gentle, too. So I needed that experience that gotta help me say no or be affirmative of what I want and go for what I really want for myself. So I didn't have that much challenges because it's something that I choose, and I was aware of that. But when you come, you have an idea, and then when you see the difficulties, you say, "Oh my God." I knew it's gonna be I knew it's gonna be difficult, but I never knew it's gonna be that difficult. So let's say is the difficulties, the challenge is more on the level of the difficulties, not really at the difficulties. I knew it's gonna be difficult. It's just sometimes it can be overwhelming and like, yeah. So that's it.
Tell us a little bit about the how you express your art, particularly with the jewelry and the fashion. It is very Afrocentric. And so, talk to us about some of the materials, the designs, the metals that you use.
Okay, so I'm going to start by reformulating the name of the space. So the space name is Culture Boutique by Okoba Tribe. Okay, now Okoba Tribe is very important. Okoba Tribe, that's from my language, Okoba, that means ancient. So ancient time. So
Mm.
that's that word only is like an identity in everything I do. It means everything I'm going to create is going to be related to my culture, to where I'm coming from, to who I am, something like that. So
Mhm.
I'm going to always put a touch of Africanism, Afro, in everything I create because that's me. That's my ancestral inheritance, and that is how I express myself. Now, I have grown up with many influence, so I would definitely have some other stuff, but who I am will always be represented somewhere in what I'm creating. So for the material that I use for the jewelry, for example, I use copper, I use brass, I use aluminum, I use silver. I don't use gold for now just because with gold it's more difficult to find gold wire because the technique that I use is more wire wrapping. So I work with wire. While when you, well, you, if you, people who work with gold, they melt the metal. And I didn't go to school to learn the technique of melting metals yet. So that's why I use all the other flexible materials. And for the textile, I work with the natural African mud cloths, African fabric, the indigo. So things that also are reminding my culture. And I use cotton in everybody. So there's no, so I'm mixing things.
Tell us a little bit about the Okoba tribe.
So as I was saying, Okoba is in my language. The name is Eton. I'm from the center of Cameroon. So Cameroon is very this country is very amazing. We have more than 280 different languages. So Eton is one of those. So it means ancient. So from the past. So I'm inspired with everything that our culture. I can give a date. Like I may have some Egyptian inspiration when I'm making some stuff. I can get inspired by some Ethiopian symbols. So I use everything African, not only Cameroon. So it's more, and I use in general when I do my visual arts like paintings, I use the minimalist symbols that we have all in common in Africa. And guess what? I just realized those minimalist symbols, when you check very well, humanity, we all have it in common. It's just the pattern that is the difference. So the way we place the symbol together, that's what makes the difference between people. Saying, oh, maybe some people from Ethiopia put this together like this, and the people from, I don't know, Mali put it together like that. But if you take the symbols separately, we use the same. And same thing for the Europeans. They use the same symbol, they just the patterns that is different. So that is what I'm trying. I don't know why, but that is how I creating. That is how it comes to me.
What would you like to see the expansion of Culture Boutique? What would you like to see that grow into?
Oh yeah, Culture Boutique. I really wanted to, and that is where I'm going right now. That is go um over me. Like it's just not. It's I'm not the only the person. I want to see it going more like a lifestyle. Like a lifestyle, way of living, philosophy, and that's why now I created a program that I call the Creativity and Art Life Coaching. So through self development through arts. So it really goes to help everybody in any situation to help them, develop their own creativity, develop what they can do. Because we all, like I say, I have a favorite quote that I like to say is we are all gifted, but some of us never open their package. So that is where Culture Boutique is going. Boutique is a mindset, trying to teach each person to find that creativity in himself. In anything that he wants to do, there is a way he himself particularly can find his way. So there's not like there's just not it's not just one way to do things. There is many ways, and it's okay for you to find your own way to do things.
How has your family responded to? Well, you know what? If you could tell us both, how was your family? How did they respond to you leaving? And how have they now, how do they respond now that you have, accomplished your goals?
Yeah, I was always being the, I don't know how to call that kind of child.
The
That kind
radical.
of, yeah, the one who, like, I even know people who just say, I knew you will do something like that. So I knew. So nobody is really surprised.
Right.
I can say they're proud of me, and they're so,
That's good.
how can I say, they're proud, and I don't know, not proud because it looks like I'm succeeding is what I'm doing, but proud because of my own situation. I'm disabled. So
Yeah.
when I got my accident when I was a child, nobody really thinks I can do anything with my life. So I always been the surprise of this family. So, the person that you don't count on, even at school, me coming back at home, being the first of my class was like, what? Where is this coming from? Me doing good at school, me doing good professionally, having those great job. I always be the surprise. So I guess they just like, do your thing, girl, go, girl. That is how everybody is looking at me. They don't.
Right.
They're speechless. Let's say they are
Okay.
speechless.
Well, may we go back just a little? You mentioned that you had an accident as a child.
Yeah, that's just another thing in my family. African family, they're very taboo. So nobody never told me what happened. Unfortunately, my father died already, like more than 10 years ago. Before I even traveled to here, nobody
Mhm.
never has the courage to tell me what happened. So I can say I've been like this all my life. But it's got to be an injection, that period of, I don't know what happened, but I was sick, and somebody inject me a product, and my left leg got damaged. So since that day, I was like that, and growing is getting worse because now I have to work with two crush because I need I need to fix it with a good surgery. So I need to fix it. And the thing is, I'm afraid of the surgery because the accident happened in the hospital. So you sick, you go to the hospital, and then you come after the hospital with a problem, and now to fix the problem, you gotta go again to the hospital. So I don't know. So now it's very psychologically in my mind, like, should I do it? Should I not? Because I'm afraid. So that's it. So yeah, it's just limited mobility. Like I said, it's my left leg that is just messed up.
And that's what you mean when you have been able to conquer everything and be successful even before you left the Cameroon.
Yeah,
Um,
I was. That what I say is nobody was waiting for me because when
right.
you have something happen like that. I'm a first child of my mother. My father unfortunately had many children, so many wife. And I'm the first child of my mother. It was really a deception for her to have something like that happening to her first child. I did not born like that, but it's happened. So people who were not really counting on me, they were pitying me. That's the thing. Like, oh, poor her, poor her. When you are in the poor side, nobody is even expecting anything from you. So when you come and you blow everything up, they're like, "What?" So that's the thing. So yeah, I don't know how to say it, but that is how I'm feeling the things. So yeah, yeah, it's not that I don't think I'm extraordinary or doing so extra. It's just that nobody was waiting for me. It's like Nobody was expecting anything great from me because they were already, oh, the poor girl, she had the bad luck to have what happened to her, you see.
That is wonderful. What would you say? And you may have said it already. I mean, you said a lot about the importance of following your spirit and not counting yourself out. But for someone who, or some people who may be listening, who are in that position where where their soul is telling them, you know what, it's time to move, but they don't feel like they should because they need to make money, or they feel like this is safe, or they feel that they're in a comfortable space. What do you say to people who are struggling with making those leaps?
Yeah, I always tell people that you will never know if you don't try. And I realized for my own self that you will never be totally ready. You gotta jump. At a certain point, you gotta jump. You can't wait to have everything. I came here, this is United States. In Cameroon, we have franc CFA. Franc CFA is nothing with compared to the US dollar. But I was like, you know what? This is what I want to do. I don't have two chances. I'm 36, 40. So, you got to do the very open assessment. You got to take everything in consideration. Do you still have time? That's the first question. If you still have time, okay, you can wait because guess what? Do you think that I just woke up one day and decided to come to the United States? No. I prepare my quitting my job for 5 years before quitting the job. So you gotta prepare your mind. It's not something just you can just wake up like that and just decide because you're feeling uncomfortable to do. You gotta make sure that is really what you want to do, and that at the end of the day, it's the matter of life or death. Because for me, it was a matter of life or death because I couldn't breathe. I was not breathing at that job. I was almost dead. Like, what am I doing here? I have the good salary, but I'm not happy. So you got to choose what is more important for you and just jump. Telling yourself, I'm trying this out. If it doesn't work, at least if I die doing what I wanted to do. Or if it doesn't work, I still have my two legs, my brain, and everything. I can rebound, or I don't know. But you will never, if you let the fear stop you, you will never know what it will I be. So now, I'm not doing bad. I think I'm doing good, but it's not what the level that I want. But I'm telling you, I'm happy. I did it because that fed my soul. And there are some stuff that you can't just pay. You can't. So life is about experience. So that is what you got to put in your mind. Life is about experience. And then you go for what you go. I'm not saying to take uncalculated risk, but you are the only one who know how far you can go. And you got to choose in life because nobody's going to do it at your space, at your place. So yeah, that is all I can do. You got to feel it. Even if you're not comfortable, your soul got to your body may not be ready, your mind may not be. If your soul tell you that is what I need, that is what I want, trust your intuition. Be prepared. Don't go there like, okay, let me go, and no, you prepare. 5 years, I'm telling you, 5 years I prepared for that.
So please tell us how people can find your art, your jewelry, your fashion, and listen to your beautiful voice online.
Oh, okay. So, for the music, I think you just gonna you can I think both ways. If you type Clarisse Peria Mekongo, or if you just type Peria Mekongo, or even if it's Clarisse Mekongo, I think on the Google search is gonna give you everything about me.
Right.
And
And I'm going to spell for our audience. I'm going to spell Kiria. It's Kirii. and Mekongo is Mekongo,
Oh,
for those who are going to
yes.
search.
So on social media, that's another thing. Social media, you have Culture Boutique, Culture with K, Boutique at the end is K2. So by Okoba Tribe, or you just, if it's too long, you just type Okoba Tribe and you're going to have it. And I have a website, www.cultureboutique.com. So TUREBOUTIK.com. Over there on my website, you have my paintings, you have my greeting cards, you have my jewelry, you have almost everything that I do, even though it's not always up to date because I create and I really renew myself every day and I can put everything that I create on the website, but on Instagram, everything I create, I post it. So in my Instagram, you have a Culture Boutique or Okoba Tribe. You will find me there too.
Well, Clarisse, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story and sharing the inspiration. And we look forward to supporting your work and we wish you continued success.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me and to share this moment with me too.
And thank you all for listening. We'll be back again next week with another great guest. Take care.
The Business First podcast is hosted and produced by Sonia Alleyne. Executive producer Ken Johnson. Find the Business First podcast on Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify, Odyssey, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, TuneIn, or wherever you get your podcast. On social media on IG at business_first_podcast. Follow the Mean Old Line Media Podcast Network on IG at Mean Old Line Media. Get the Mean Old Line Media app in the App Store or Google Play. The Business First Podcast is a Mean Old Line Media production.